And welcome back to the CVU Show. Do you know how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? You know, previous answers came to around a few hundred. However, mathematicians from New York University in 2015 came to the conclusion that it actually took 1,000 licks to reach the chewy center of a Tootsie Pop. You know, I wonder if they ever updated this answer.
Well, calling all CVU writers, artists, poets, and painters, this semester has been full of creativity. Do you have a piece you've poured your heart and soul into? Why not get it published and submit your piece to the CVU Bird's Eye View today? CVU's very own student-run literacy arts magazine accepts works of all creative mediums. The submissions form is now open until December 23rd.
And on Tuesday, December 13th, the concert band, symphonic band, and jazz ensemble will perform their winter concert. And on Thursday, December 15th, the choirs and symphonic winds will also perform their winter concert. Both concerts will begin at 7 in the theater and are free and open to the public. We actually have an interview with Mr. Brownell about the next week's concerts.
It's Shayna, and I'm here with Mr. Brownell to talk about the concerts next week. So yeah, could you just talk a bit about them?
Sure. Thanks for having me, Shayna. So next week we have 2 concerts. Tuesday, December 13th at 7 o'clock p.m. is going to feature our concert band, our symphonic band, and our jazz ensemble, which is always a big hit with the crowd. And then Thursday, December 15th at 7 o'clock, we'll have all of our choral ensembles, which are chorus, concert choir, chamber choir, and madrigal singers, plus the symphonic winds.
That sounds really cool. Do you have a theme, and how did you pick the theme?
Yeah, well, for our chorus concert, I decided on the theme of peace. And that was really inspired by the Russian invasion of Ukraine. I found this really beautiful piece that was written just this summer called Mir Zaraz, which is Ukrainian for peace now. And I thought that peace would be a really great theme for December as we're coming towards the holidays. So then I chose other music about peace and love and justice and hope and all those things that we're thinking about more in December.
Okay, thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Shayna and Mr. Brownell. CVU, let's continue to support the arts.
Don't forget that Toys for Kids Presents Drive Barrels are located in the main office and Direction Center. Please consider donating a toy before December 20th. And now, here's Matthew with sports.
I'm your host, Matthew, and welcome to this week's edition of CVU Sports. The winter season sports have started. Boys varsity hockey season opener is this Saturday, the 10th at Middlebury at 7 p.m. Girls varsity hockey season opener is also tomorrow on the road at 5 p.m. at Middlebury. Boys varsity basketball has their season opener on the 10th at 5 p.m. at Rutland. And girls varsity basketball has their season opener on the 10th at 7 p.m. at Rutland as well. Let's look forward to some great winter seasons. Let me hand it over to our special guest correspondent, Frankie, to talk about this year's World Cup.
Hi, I'm Frankie, and welcome back to your World Cup report. I'm here to update you on where all the teams are now that the round of 16 has finished and we've moved on to the quarterfinals. The United States was knocked out by the Netherlands in the round of 16, but England beat Senegal 3-0 and has moved on to the quarterfinals. The games in the quarterfinals are the Netherlands-Argentina and Brazil-Croatia, both on Friday, and Portugal-Morocco and England-France on Saturday. France, I must amend something that I said previously in a World Cup update, has won the World Cup 2 times, not 3. If they win this year, this will be their 3rd win, which will put them at 3rd place below Germany and Italy, who are both tied for 2nd with 4 wins. I mistakenly said that France had won it 3 times, and this would be their 4th. England, if they win, this would be their 2nd ever time winning the World Cup, the last time being in 1966. The Netherlands has never won a World Cup, but has made it to the finals a few times and is looking to win their 1st World Cup. Portugal has won the World Cup once and is looking to add more to that. Brazil has won it 5 times and has the most wins out of any country, so they don't even need to win it this time. Argentina has won it 2 times and wishes they were as good as Brazil. Morocco has never won it or made it to the final and is looking to add a number of any amount to their list. And Croatia, even though they have not won, they have made it to the final once in the last World Cup where they lost to France after beating England in the semi-final. And I'm not bitter about it. So make sure that you tune in on Friday and Saturday to watch those games and we can see who will make it to the semi-finals and the finals. Remember, whoever wins the World Cup gets to be the best country in the world for the next 4 years. And that's all the time I have here today. Go England, 3 lines, football's coming home, and that's it from me. Back to you in the studio.
And that will do it for this week's edition of CVU Sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Matthew and Frankie. It sounds like the World Cup is getting down to the final exciting games. Have you been watching any of the games, Will?
No, I have not. I don't really pay attention a whole lot to softball.
Okay. Well, we went out into the 4 corners to ask if you have been watching the World Cup, and here's what you said.
I am expecting Argentina to win the World Cup.
My friend Ray is rooting for Argentina, so I'm going to say Argentina.
Well, I'm not really rooting for anybody, so I expect Brazil to win, though. And thankfully, Germany isn't in, so we can't have another Brazil-Germany situation.
Brazil, because they have Neymar.
Well, I don't really have much interest in soccer, but I'm definitely rooting for the Netherlands.
I would say I really want an Argentina-Portugal final, since it's kind of the end of Ronaldo and Messi's national team career, and I think it would be cool if it ended up with kind of like a rivalry game. And I would want Messi to win because I think he's the greatest of all time.
Wow. Uruguay.
Argentina or Brazil?
Yeah, same. I love soccer.
Probably the Netherlands.
Argentina. Messi is the GOAT.
Netherlands, obviously.
Thank you to all who answered our question this week. If you have a question you would like us to ask, send an email to the CVU Show at cvsdvt.org.
So school buses. What's going on in the world of school transportation? I need to know.
Well, you're not going to believe this, but Ree actually did a piece on the school buses. Let's roll the footage.
Almost every CVU student has experiences with buses. But what exactly do they think about them? We asked students about their experiences. But what's even more interesting is to hear an opinion of a staff member and the bus driver itself.
Is the bus experience chaotic? It's sometimes chaotic just because there's so many kids that take the bus, and I think it's hard when there's only a few adults out there that are supervising and managing all of that, so that makes it a little bit difficult.
I like to take the bus because I can mess around with my buddies in the back. Now it wouldn't be so fun because it's kind of immature to mess around and mess with the bus driver, but yeah, I had a good time. I made friends on the bus.
So I like taking the bus to see my friends and stuff, but now I enjoy my own time. So it's kind of people are annoying on the bus, so taking a car is probably better for me now, but yeah, the bus ain't that bad.
There are a lot of good experiences. But what exactly are our challenges?
We have a pen and paper, and as the buses come in, we write down their numbers so that when they leave later, if a kid missed their bus and they ask, oh, did C9 come by, then we can let them know, and then they have to figure out another ride home.
I think the worst problems for bus drivers are icy roads and road conditions, because it can be kind of nerve-wracking when you're responsible for the lives of a bunch of people.
I'd say people are just really annoying on the bus.
One of the things that does upset me is how I see some students being treated by other students.
It's nice to have another form of transportation that I don't have to provide myself.
We are Victoria and Rihanna, reporting to you from CVU.
Thanks, Ree.
You know, I'm gonna say this, school buses are awesome. They're my 6th best place for thoughts.
This week, we have a special report from journalist Philip. Let's take a look.
CVU Cafeteria, home to all the food prepared within the entire high school. In the cafeteria, there's a team of hardworking lunch ladies providing us the food that we all eat as students and teachers. They faced a lot of challenges, some including cleaning up after students, cooking the right portions, and doing the dishes. With the lunch ladies always behind the kitchen counter, we are going to be introducing some of them so that you can understand who they are as people and why they are so important to our community. This is in hope that for you as the viewer to have a better idea of who these amazing people are even when they're not working creating the amazing food we have. Here's what the lunch lady said about some simple icebreaker questions that I used in order to get to know them better.
My name is Jen Clark. My main position currently is running register, and I do come in the kitchen to help do prep work when needed.
I am Colleen French. I am the lead cook in the kitchen. I make sure everything is done and prepared in the kitchen.
What made me decide to come here? I was in the dental field for over 25 years, and I pretty much had enough of that and was looking for a change with less stress, so I applied here about a year ago.
I came here about 22 years ago, almost 23 years ago, when my child was young. It was easy for the schedule to be home with him and still work.
My favorite part about working here is interacting with the kids, with the faculty, just talking with them on a day-to-day basis and just learning to get to know them.
My favorite part is to be creative with the food, come up with new and exciting ideas to keep the kids coming in to eat, and just seeing the kids, talking with them, seeing how their day is going and enjoying it.
I'm definitely a people person, and oh boy, I like gardening.
I do actually love my job and love to cook. Can be a social butterfly outside of work. Too busy in here to chat with everyone, but I'd say those are the two fun facts.
Hopefully with the conclusion of this news segment, people will feel more inclined to reach out to the lunch ladies in an attempt to make conversation with them and appreciate their hard work. I've been Philip, and this has been CVU News.
Thanks, Philip. Stay tuned for more specialist reports from this semester's journalism class.
And that's all the news for this week. My name is Nick.
And my name is Henry.
And we've been your hosts for this week's show. We'll see you next week.
And I'm not bitter about it. I lost my train of thought.